The controversial finish to Friday's national semifinal between Iowa and Connecticut ended one of the most anticipated games in women's college basketball history on a sour note and kicked off a furor on social media. Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes held on for a 71-69 win in the women's Final Four before a sold-out crowd at Cleveland's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, aided by a disputed offensive foul call on Aaliyah Edwards on the Huskies' final possession as they trailed by 1 point with 5 seconds remaining. The call returned possession to Iowa and forced UConn to foul, sending Clark to the line. The star guard, who finished with 21 points, made one of 2 free throws to account for the final margin, and once the Hawkeyes grabbed an offensive rebound on her miss, Iowa were able to keep possession until the final buzzer. "I wasn't given an explanation," Edwards said of the moving screen call. "There was no real time to get an explanation for it. My point of view, it was pretty clean. The officials saw it differently." Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James was among the biggest names to take objection to the decision, writing on X, "NAAAAHHHHH. I ain't rolling with that call." That sentiment was echoed by Rudy Gay, a 17-year NBA veteran following a decorated college career at UConn, who wrote, simply, "You can't call that." 2 more UConn alumni to object included former Huskies stars Swin Cash and Renee Montgomery. Cash called it unacceptable, while Montgomery posted, "LTD players DTE are mine in a game." A third, Diana Taurasi, the longtime Phoenix Mercury point guard and 5-time Olympic gold medalist, was even more pointed. "That was a terrible call," Taurasi said on ESPN's alternative broadcast with Sue Bird. "We always talk about, let the players decide the game, especially a benign call like that where you really didn't even affect the player. They still got over the screen. It's just tough to end a game like that." Angel Reese, the LSU star whose Tigers were eliminated by Iowa in the Elite Eight on Monday and who declared for the WNBA draft in Vogue 2 days later, wrote, "Wait, was that screen not set clean?" Kelsey Plum, the 2-time WNBA champion with the Las Vegas Aces, whose all-time Division I scoring record Clark broke earlier this year, wrote, "To call that on a game-deciding play is so wrong, Tolu. Jamal Crawford, who played in 20 different NBA seasons and was named the league's 6th Man of the Year on 3 different occasions, wrote, "What's an instant classic. Terrible way for the game to end though." The outcry was not limited to the basketball world. Entertainers and athletes from other sports were eager to chime in at the finish of a game that will no doubt threaten the viewership benchmarks set by Monday's record-setting Iowa-LSU contest. Gabrielle Union, the actor and wife of 13-time NBA All-Star Dwayne Wade, called the decision some all biz, before adding, "I hate the end of that game. That's a damn shame. Iowa came to play, and so did UConn." Micah Parsons, the 2-time All-Pro linebacker with the Dallas Cowboys, wrote, "Nah, they rigging this. You cannot call that." Not everyone was zeroed in on the contentious finish. The rapper and producer Travis Scott paid tribute to both teams with a series of tweets. "Hats off to whoever's handling WNCAA right now. These girls are playing the most turnt basketball ever on my mama," Scott wrote, adding, "I DONTCARE what you doing, EV or body, go TT WHH DEFINNALS Sunday, MOOVI.